Hi everybody, how's it going out there? There you go. I have a clean bill of health right here. Yeah, today is my special day for me because today is my birthday and y'all get to celebrate it with me. Yay! I turned 62 today, 5 o'clock or so, I think is when I was born, something like that. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah. I hope to have a good day. So, yeah, and more people show up, more fun I'll have too. So, yeah, so we got that. We have a coffee, Guatemalan coffee, my old standby usually. Yeah, I tried to make some coffee, but I forgot and didn't get to it. Do it very well. So I got my Papa Bear cup today, and not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Pretty good, pretty good. Hopefully you have your coffee and or whatever your favorite brew is you like to drink on mornings, and we will get working on Artemis. Artemis. Now, Artemis is interesting because you can install it as a regular distro on your laptop or desktop, whatever you want to install on. But you also have the option to install an ARM on it. ARM being the I'm not sure exactly what ARM stands for, but I think but basically it's a small footprint. Basically, it's like one of those little mini computers. And this particular one I got is 400, which means it's a keyboard with all the stuff built into it. So I don't know if I can drag this up over here because I got it connected and running. Probably have to, probably not worth the effort, but well, hold on here. I'll show you what I got cooking on here. Okay, there's my Raspberry Pi right there, 400. We're going to install Artemis on that one. And they have it in this over here is where my currently got a EndevourOS. We're going to look at that on it in a little bit, but the more clear thing you get that on, but that's Pi we've been working on so far. So yeah, so we're installed on there. Now, there's a few things I need to go through before we start this. Let's see. Hope nobody's in the house yet, but we'll hopefully get some people in here soon. We have now what you normally do when you install something on Raspberry Pi, you download an image file from or raw file from someplace from whatever you want to wherever you're doing it. Then you also click over here, share screen here. Oh, we're gonna share screen. There you go. Okay, so remember I answered it right here. So normally you have Imager, which is Raspberry Pi Imager, and basically it takes image of the Raspberry Pi, puts it on a micro SD. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show it to you later on. So yeah, so you know to that. Choose your OS you want an operating system you want to install on your Raspberry Pi. If you choose this, you can go one of these. They have built-in ones right here, Raspberry Pi OS, other general purpose OSs, which they have Ubuntu, Manjaro, Apertus, and Risco OS Pi. And so, yeah, you got that. Then you have Media Player OSs. Not sure exactly what that means, but apparently it's OS with a media player attached to it or something. I don't know. Anyway, emulation game, other specific purpose OSs. You can do all those automatically, but if you want to go down here at the very bottom, is use custom. Select a custom image from your computer. Select that. You select your custom image. I think I have a few in here. I have this Raspberry Pi image. And I know I installed MX image right here. Except this is an ARM though. But I had MX ARM that I had here one time installed on it. But yeah, you can install all sorts of ARMs on here. But that's the normal process. And then when you pick your image, your operating system, you choose your storage where you're going to point it to. And of course, the only thing I have plugged in here right now is this backup disk I have. Which I don't want to install on there, so that wouldn't be very good. I can't put it on this. It's the framework 1 terabyte expansion slot. So yeah, that's what that beta deal is. And so then you write it, and when that's all set, you click write, and then it writes it. Then you stick it in your stick the micro SD card into your Raspberry Pi, and away you go. Yeah, you finish setup on there, and then it goes. That normally is done with Raspberry Pis. So what are we doing this time, you think, huh? Yeah, we've got a dolphin. This is my MX wallpaper on here. Yeah, I have MX installed on this framework. So and I got it all set just the way I like it. So that's good. And let's see. Oh, hi, Saran. How you doing today? Hope you're doing fine today. Having a good day. I've got my birthday today, so yeah. It's my birthday and I'll stream if I want to, stream if I want to, stream if I want to. Yeah. So yeah, all family's gone anyway, so I'm here by myself, so I might as well stream, huh? Yeah, so then we're installing Endeavour, as you know. We're installing EndevourOS on here. And on the ARM, on the Raspberry Pi. Show you how it works here. So I just showed you how standard route that you install Raspberry Pi. Now this is different. You don't ever have to use a Raspberry Pi imager to install anything on here. So yeah, so what you do, the way I installed this one up here before is that I installed it with on just my computer. I plugged in my Dentoy. I put the Raspberry Pi, no, I didn't put the Raspberry Pi on here. And I put the ISO of Endevour Artemis on here. And then I plugged in the computer. And I also put this on here now. Let me go back to let me stop screen sharing for a minute so you can see a better. Alrighty, look forward to it. So anyway, we have this little, it's not focusing very good, is it? Not very well. Anyway, it says SanDisk. This is 128 gigabyte micro SD card. SSD card. Whoops. Also easy to lose. So yeah, and I have this handy dandy because I don't have any micro SD card slots on my computer. I'll order the expansion. I'm gonna order a expansion slot for one anyway. Soon. But anyway, you just stick this in. I have this USB adapter. Just pops this in there like that. And plug it in, and it's ready to roll. We're going to set that in there like that. In there. Oh yeah, yeah. Really, you have to pretend it's upside down type thing. There you go. Now we have that connected, and we will see what happens. So, yeah, so I guess ready to start the install on this, and see what we got at the end of it. Yeah, I had to set up several special things on this deal. What I had to get, excuse me for a minute, I gotta get some drink here. Yeah, I had to had to get the virtual machine to recognize my USB port first. And then I also had to get the VNC for Artemis on EndevourOS Artemis on the apps installed over here on the Raspberry Pi. So you can see what I end up with. The only part I can't show you is where you install the Raspberry Pi onto your computer because I don't have a video capture card yet. I'm going to get one, but I don't have one yet. So anyway, I had to install our Artemis on here on the Raspberry Pi. Then I had to go in and figure out how to get VNC to work so I could at least show what I got, what I ended up with on the computer. But we're going to show the other part of how to install Raspberry Pi on your on this deal here, a virtual machine. There's going to be kind of two-part section here. So let's get started on it. What do you say? Alrighty, and we will get cooking. Now Steve, I think, is he said he had some stuff this morning to do with his family. His wife's birthday, I think, or something like that. It's today too. Guess we have mutual birthdays. So yeah, so he's gonna be focused on his wife and stuff like that, which I don't blame him one bit. I would be too. Matter of fact, my family's here, I probably wouldn't be streaming right now, but since I'm all alone, I'm streaming. So let's get started on this. See this first. We'll go to the website. And oh yeah, I gotta share a screen again in order to do that. Okay, we're back here. There's Saran. Howdy. How you doing? Oh, I need to hold on a second. I need to turn you on over here, I think. Okay, now you should be hearing.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. See if it comes across on here. Checking it out here. Yeah. Yeah, you can be heard on the stream too, so I'm got it all set up correctly. Yay. Never know about those kind of things, but they work no matter what. But yeah. So anyway, we're just getting started on this, and we're waiting for other people to show up so they can join if they want. So we have Artemis with ARM installed. Future is now. I really like their web page here. It's nice setup on the web page. They do good on graphics and stuff, I think, pretty much. And Artemis. I also have to apologize for the misspelling of Endeavor on the stream. I forgot the A on the EA. So, yeah, I'm aware of that. And it should be EndevourOS. So, at any rate, that will be corrected in due time, I suppose. But, yeah, so you can explore this. You can go right here to installation download. You can do the latest release download right there. I guess this, I don't know whether this information or it's just a Pine 64, Rock 64, EndevourOS install, Headless server install. It's got a lot of stuff there anyway. This is ARM. Latest release and downloads. So they present all this stuff to you. And they go down here. There's some up here I noticed that I thought was interesting. There might have been another page or something, but anyway, some along one of these things along here had an interesting thing. I thought it was interesting. A lot of interesting stuff in here, so you take your time to go through it or whatever. Step 1, just fire up the ISO on a machine, stick in the SD card and connect the SSD designated for your ARM device to the machine, so on and so forth. So yeah, step 1, step 2, after step completed, the designated ARM storage can be added to the ARM device to perform the second and final step. And then those two-step process.
I can't hear you on Zoom.
You can't? Did you hear me now? Apparently not. Let's see. Was working before. Well, it's working on the stream. So, oh, you're muted. Maybe that's part of the problem. If I unmute you. There you go.
Can you try again?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I think your sound is disabled on Zoom.
Well, I can come through on the stream. Not sure what the problem is there.
You probably need to select the correct speaker.
Yeah. Well, I'll check it out real quick. Hold on, let me get out of this stop share quick.
Can you try again?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I think
Let's see.
what the problem is there. You probably need to select the correct speaker.
Okay, got that correct.
Check it out.
Got that correct. Everything's correct here.
Stop share.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Oh, stopped working, didn't it? Nothing's happening. All right. Hello, 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 hello. We have to shut down this temporarily. Microphone's not showing any level, nothing's happening. But strangely, it's getting on Zoom, probably because OBS probably is picking it up for Zoom on the stream. Okay, well, I'll probably have to shut OBS down then, and I'll be back in a minute. Because I think you have to start the Zoom stream separately. Yeah, it's not working. Oh. You can see what I'm typing here anyway.
Sounds good.
Because I think you have to start the Zoom stream separately. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Everybody, you can hear me out there on stream, and then we'll fill it over, okay? I'll reset things. Hopefully it'll work after I get back. Back in a minute. Hello? Yeah, it's working on the stream itself. Oh. I'll stop streaming and I'll be back in a minute. I basically switched my microphone over to my, I may have a double mic though problem situation here. Taking its time getting started back up though. In a year now. There we go. Doesn't sound bad as far as I tell. How's it sound over there on your end, Shervon? No. I guess we'll continue on what we're doing. I have my voice coming across over there, alright, so yeah, I've got a little bit fun here. Hey, Shervon, can you hear me?
Yep,
I can
yep.
hear you.
I'm doing good. How are you? Happy
Doing
birthday.
pretty. Yeah, thank you. Let's see if you come across over here, alright. Coming across on stream. Good, but I'll never know for sure. Yeah, I can hear you on the stream. So I guess we're good to go. Hopefully for a while. Until something else goes wrong. Yeah. So anyway, we'll go back to where we were before, where we were sharing screen. And we need to go to 3, I think. Yeah, that's where I had that. Workspace 3. Got 6 workspaces with stuff on it here, so I have to remember which one or put what. Yeah, so anyway, we were discussing this ARM devices. And I was kind of looking through here. Now where you can download your stuff is over here. Information about that. Here's your downloads. So if you want to download from the US, GitHub's probably your only choice here. Decent. Unless you want to download from Singapore or some other place like that. Have our ISOs. You can download a torrent file so you can initialize your torrent. There's your SHA512 sum, your GPG sig file. So yeah, you can check it out and do all that. Or if you're from Sweden or Germany or France or China or Sweden or South Korea or one of those other places, you use one of these other mirrors. So that's where you download it, and what you end up with is
And these are generally good mirrors because we use the same mirrors for our repos.
okay. Perhaps you downloads. That's strange. I wonder if I got my. Oh, that's downloads. That video instead. Put in a special spot here. This is what the ISO looks like. You download this ISO. And based on whatever else I pick KDE, so you can pick your KDE version. This doesn't, oh, that's Endevour. Excuse me. Wrong spot. That's one I'm really going to do next week or whatever. So Let me see if I can find it now in this mess. I need to thin out my list. So to thin that every once in a while, but all those ISOs in here. Right there. That's ISO I downloaded, and it's just generic because you choose your desktop environment later on. Which I chose for the one I installed on here. I chose Budgie just for fun of it. Look and see what Budgie looked like on this. So you can pick it on the fly. And they have their official releases or community releases. Now, most of their community releases I noticed were like Warm, Window Manager, and several different types of window managers for the most part. But the official releases are things more like XFC and all those desktops, Bungie, and all those other ones. It's official.
i3 is also official.
Huh?
The i3 window manager is also official.
Oh, i3? Yeah, I think
Yep.
they had i3 one window manager in the official category. i3. Yep.
Yep.
You're correct. That so anyway, let's get into the install itself. Okay. So what you do is you install the ISO. Right here, and all this is going to do is going to load us into the ISO live version of the thing. Then we'll use the USB I got over here with the that you showed before I put on it. Just choose default for one of the other ones if you have a need for it. And I'll install it on my USB over here. And then I'll have a image on there. Put the image on it. It's kind of different from the regular install I showed before for Raspberry Pis, but it worked. So therefore I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, now one of the things I like about this and other things, I don't know if it's due to my settings. Since I'm to get the USB on here, I had to install some kind of VirtualBox config or something, and then I was able to get the USB on here. So anyway, it expands out automatically to the full thing without me doing anything before. That's nice. I have to see if it keeps doing that. Okay. Right there's one EndevourOS ARM image installer. Now, if you just want to install your regular start installer, you can install it on your hard drive or any laptop or desktop or there. But if you're going to do Raspberry Pi, one of those kind of things, you install right there. Like that. And start ARM installer. Yeah, it's kind of like a text type thing. Warns you if you have any. I'll make sure all our apps are closed, which they are since we just started this puppy. And especially file managers such as TuneR says. Apparently
Yeah,
TuneR is.
it's to prevent any mounting or unmounting issues, because if file managers are open, they mess with the mounting stuff.
Makes sense. So you go there now. Choose which SBC to install or press right arrow twice to cancel. So yeah, so we're going to choose Raspberry Pi obviously, but since I have Raspberry Pi, but they also install it on Odroid N2 or N2 Plus. You know what those are? What that is
Yeah,
about?
I have one of those. I have the Odroid N2 Plus.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot powerful than the Pi. It has a 6-core processor,
Uh-huh.
so it's a little bit faster. And like I cannot run KDE on the Pi that well, but I can run KDE on the Odroid. And I also watched a 4K video.
Interesting. I'll check into that someday. Yeah, so we got that. Now here's where you enter your target. Now what you need to do is you need to look up here and see what you got listed. SDA is my VirtualBox hard disk. I don't want to install it there. And so I got SB. That's my USB micro SSD card down here. That's where I want to install is SDB. So I have to type it. Device SDB. Like that. You don't need to put any one or two on it, just said SDB. And then that should run it. And it's flashing like it should, so that means it's got the right thing. So it's creating turn clock, so you just let it run.
So now this is the longest process.
Yeah,
File system, partitioning, downloading the image, untarring the image, syncing. This is the longest step.
yeah,
Depends on your
right.
internet speed.
Yeah. So anyway, I got my coffee here. I showed it at the beginning of the show, but I'll show it in here now that you're here. I got Papa Bear mug.
Nice.
I've got Guatemalan coffee in here. Yeah, I wanted to roast some special birthday coffee, but I didn't get to it. So I got the standard Guatemalan coffee out of the bag. Okay, you see there, it's expecting, I think, or latest tar ZST, another extraction thing. Either downloading or extracting, I'm not sure which.
This is the download process.
Yeah,
So you're downloading a tar.zst file.
yeah, okay.
The reason we
Interesting.
chose Z-standard compression is very fast for the user to uncompress. If you
Mm-hmm.
use XZ or GZ, it's a little bit slower, especially XZ, which many ARM distros use. It's very slow compared to Z standard.
Yeah. Well, this is in a virtual machine too, so there's that.
Like whatever machine you use, like Z standard for uncompression is very fast, even for
Yeah,
compression too. So like also for compression, like if you are doing the same level of compression for XZ, it might take 30-40 minutes just to compress the image from our side, and
mm-hmm.
maybe like 10-15 minutes to uncompress for the user. But Z standard is like 4-5 minutes on both sides. It's good
Right.
for both people who are making images and also people who are using those images.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, this is a virtual machine. I gave it 2 cores of my 6 or 8 that I have in here. Threads, basically. And
And
give it
also
cores.
one unique feature we have is that you can choose ext4 or ButterFS. You can
Yeah,
use ButterFS
yeah,
file system if you and the way we made the partitioning is that it creates the correct subvolumes. So then you can use it with Snapper to take snapshots. Like
right,
everything is set up.
right. Yeah, I think that's cool. And also I think yeah, it's like I got 8 threads in this, so I did need 2 to the virtual machine. I gave it 4 gigs of memory like I normally do. So yeah, it's cooking. And at each top in here, you probably see it max out on memory or something like that. It's processed. But on my the host machine, MX Linux, now I'm tarring the image. That's good. We don't want to tar our image, do we? Yeah. So yeah. So on the saved it. Cool. Looks like it's cooking along like it should. So we just have to wait for it to process this. The slower part, I think, is untarring the image, apparently. Then it's got to install it on there. But I think maybe putting it on there while it's untarring it or something. I'm not sure. I mean, the thing's flashing, the USB's flashing, so it's not just
Yeah,
untarring
if
it.
you see, so this was a user request for the progress bar for untarring. Like, I don't think any other distro has this to, like, we at least know the uh, progress bar. Some user
Mm-hmm.
requested it, and I added like I did like spend half day on this. I spent half day on making sure I can get a progress bar for untarring.
Yeah. Now, so Ron, are you like one of the devs or someone on Endeavor, or how are
Yeah,
you associated?
I'm one of the devs for the ARM
Okay,
edition.
that's good. Cool. Always enjoyed Endeavor, so it's pretty good. Let's see what we got over here. Nobody else has been hearing us. Nobody else is here, so it's just me and you today, I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah.
Like most of the like I was the lead on developing the new install process.
Uh-huh. Cool. So you helped us to design a lot of this and put it in there, right?
This initial part was already there. So
Okay.
once you burn the image, when you get into the Calamares environment, that's the part I worked on.
Okay.
This was modified slightly to fit into the new install process, but the most of the base script which is
Mm-hmm.
running here was already there.
Right. Okay,
But
cool.
mhm,
Unfortunately, we won't be able to look at Calamar's installer part because I don't have a video capture card, so I have to just use the current install I have and put in DNC on it,
mhm.
and then I can put it over here so we can see what we end up with, but can't see the Calamar's part installer. It did surprise me a little bit when that came on. I was like, oh wow, is it reinstalling or what? When the Calamars came up. But it's just finished setup for it mostly. So you can put your
Yeah, but
name
I think
in.
it's fine. I think many people know how Calamares installer works. If you
Yeah,
use those, it's the exact same thing. It doesn't matter you're using an x86-64 computer or an ARM computer. Calamares is
yeah,
the same thing. But
right.
not many people, I think only Manjaro uses Calamares on ARM. I think we are the second distro to use it on ARM.
Oh,
But
yeah,
we do things a little bit different from Manjaro.
yeah. Manjaro's also on the Pi Imager as well.
Mhm.
That's how I installed initially on this Pi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got the idea to do Calamares installer from like Manjaro's. I was doing one of Manjaro's installs. I'm like, okay, they have Calamares. This looks very similar. And I looked into it. It's like, oh, they're using Calamares. Okay, why can't I do the same thing?
yeah,
That's where it started.
yeah. Okay,
like, like that was not the reason. The main reason was we have a international user base.
uh-huh,
Like it's even our team is very international. Like uh,
yeah,
uh, so we wanted different languages because most script-based installers they assume that you know English and all the instructions are in English.
right.
But we our user base is very international, and we wanted to make the ARM install process international too.
That's good.
So that's why I was like, if it's probably harder to do it in a script-based setting, so I thought we already have that international translations, like all the things in Calamares, we have all the translations because we have a group of translators
Right.
who do the translations for Calamares.
Hmm.
So I was like, we already have that. Like everything
Uh-huh.
is there. I just need to adopt it for ARM.
Right.
But things are done different way in ARM than in normal installer. But yeah, I was able to adopt it. It took me like a month or 2 months.
Yeah.
But I was able to basically have like most of it was already done because our main edition uses Calamares too.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have to change some things, adopt some things, make it like work in ARM. So that was a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
If I would have done it from scratch, it would have taken me a year or half an year or something.
Yeah, right. I can only
Because I was
imagine.
like it didn't even take 2 months. It was like it took me like 2 or 3 weeks, and then we had to fix the bugs. The bug
Yeah.
fixing part and testing part took a month, but the actual work was done in 2 or 3 weeks. It was very fast because
Yeah.
like the base is already there. Like everything was there. I had to like take it and adopt it.
Says the default user is alarm with the password alarm. Default root password is root.
Yeah,
So,
and this will change after you go through the Calamares installer. This will not be true, but right now
yeah.
this is true. So
Right.
the user you log in through Calamares as alarm. That's how like Arch, like this is from the Arch ISO. So the
Uh-huh.
Arch image supplies has this as default. So we don't change it.
Yeah. Interesting.
So
So,
we don't want to change the Arch defaults in most parts.
right. So that's part's done. Step one. Basically install the image onto the micro SD card. I assume that this is unpluggable now. And here we have our micro SD. We're going to plug into the, which you'd normally plug into your Raspberry Pi. I'm not going to plug this one in because I have the other one on there already. And I can't really show the install process from here on out because, like I said, if you plug this in, it's going to pop up with the Calamares installer. And it's going to take you through, putting your name in, select your ARM, your edition of the what you want to put install on here, and then it'll finish the installation. So that's cool. So anyway, now we're gonna go to, let's log out of this here first before I do anything else. Here's where it is. Shut down. We got that. Then we go to 5, I think, which is where we have our Artemis. This is on our NSBNC, and so you got all that, and you have your EndevourOS on here. This is what you end up with basically. If you install a Budgie version, at least you end up with this. So if you install XFC or one of the other ones, you of course have a different environment setting for it. One second. Okay, so we have that. Now let's look at this HTOP on now. Now HTOP doesn't come, if I remember right, HTOP doesn't come installed on here. But this is what's going installing on here. This is showing my, okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, I need to, I accidentally booted in my Emacs Linux deal. Things in utilities, right? Yep, there it is. Terminal. EndevourOS, yeah, there you go. That's more natural. Now it doesn't automatically come as blue back screen. I did a lot of modifications on here that I like personally. So I usually change background color to a cobalt blue type thing. It looks nice. It's also easier on my eyes and easier to read. So there's that. So we're gonna go, let's see. Oh, he's top, yeah. So here you got my 3 cores of this, 3 threads, 4 threads are on this Pi, and you got 435 megabytes out of 3.7 gigs of memory on it, and everything else is okay, apparently. So that's what is running on there. I think I installed Neopets on here. Or it has it pre-installed. There you got EndevourOS, Linux, Arch 64, Raspberry Pi 400 Rev, revision 1. Kernel it's using is 5.1552. After updates, of course, I updated it. 1 hour, 15 minutes uptime. 900 packages from Pac-Man on it. You got your bash resolution and your Bungie's DE desktop environment and window manager's Mutter. Bungie's version of Mutter at least. And you have GNOME terminal and you have BCM2835 4 at 1.8 gigahertz. And you got the memory there, of course. So that's what you got there. Yeah. Oh, apparently I've done none of that. Excuse me on that. A little blotch. So you got all that. There's a tuning to close out this thing here. So you have that. Now you've got your desktops. I just stuck with it. There's not a lot of desktops in here, I noticed. Yeah, this is the settings thing. It's not the desktop windows. Try to get to it from settings. And background. Probably what it's called, yeah. Background. And yeah, basically it's one thing. You add pictures and that kind of thing, but yeah, this one, which is pretty nice. I like it. But I'll probably eventually install some other ones. I left it on here too because you got EndevourOS Artemis. You know what I'm working with here. If anybody pops in, it's not hasn't happened yet, so you got that. And let's see.
If you go to the welcome screen, there is a good app you can use for installing software.
Oh yeah.
It's called EOS Quick Start. Maybe you can go to a menu, search for Quick Start.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, EndevourOS Quick Start installer.
Okay. All right.
There are a set of common apps you can install. You can just go search for whatever apps you want, and you can install them.
Right. Is there a search function on this, or you just have to know
No,
where to go?
just click on the drop-down menu.
Okay. So I think maybe if I wanted to develop to put on something like can you install a Telegram on here?
I'm not sure. You can check in communications.
Communication. Extract, conversation, Pigeon, Polary, Telegram desktop.
So I
Installed
think
apparently.
you already installed it.
Yeah, either I installed it or somebody else installed it. There's what it's all
No,
about.
we don't install anything.
Right,
Like our desktop environments are minimal.
right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think I installed it. Must have at some point.
See, it's already there. So if you already installed it, it shows us there. You can
Yeah.
install anything, like just click on the checkbox and click install now, it'll install.
Yeah. The browsers, I like LibreOffice best, actually. Not LibreOffice, not
LibreWolf, no, it's not
LibreWolf, yeah, I
there.
think. Yeah. Yeah, so
These are
Chromium
only
Falcon.
common applications. Not everything is available here, but just for new
Yeah.
users.
Yeah, right. So make it easy to install things. I'm trying to find something I want to install.
If
Let's
you want to
see.
install GIMP, if you go to image processing, you can just install GIMP.
Yeah, that'll work. You
Just
check
click on
that.
that,
You say install now.
enter your sudo password,
Away it
it'll
goes.
update your system.
There she blows. Linux RPI 5.15.5. Installing a new thing now. One thing I noticed on Raspberry Pi is that they don't use I can't remember the name of the program, but it's a graphics use version 3. Because I can't install something like Kitty on there, or I can't install OBS on here without it breaking. So who knows? That's just the Pi itself is the problem. It's not done anything to do with Endeavour itself. Busy upgrading stuff now. And it should be done pretty soon, except 56 out of 56.
Like what I found is like Pac-Man is fastest on the Pi. Like everything else is like so slow,
Yeah. Hmm.
but Pac-Man is like fast.
Yeah, I think when I did it on Pi itself, it was pretty fast. It's running pretty quickly, I guess. Let's see. Then desktop files. Press enter to resume. This is done, so now I should have GIMP installed on here.
And in Arch, you have to generally update your system before installing software. So that's what
Yeah.
the uh, app did. It first updated your system, then install GIMP, because otherwise you'll break your system if you don't update before installing software.
Right. Okay. So it does it automatically when you go through that method.
Yep.
So maybe it's sound video. Guess that's where it'd be.
No, it's in graphics.
Graphics.
GIMP will be in graphics.
Yeah, so GIMP. And so there you go, your image manipulation program's ready to roll. That's good. So yeah, this is testing of the installer. And we have accessories here. Files, decalculator, gedit, nitrogen, icon. And just for those who don't know, files, of course, is your file manager. Decalculator is a calculator, obviously. Gedit is a text editor. Nitrogen is, I know what it is, but I can't remember off the top of my head. What is it?
I think it's a
Nitrogen.
GNOME or GNU text editor. Nitrogen. No, nitrogen is for setting wallpapers.
Okay.
But
Icon, which is a
compositor.
browser, thank you. Quick character control.
I have no idea.
Software token.
No idea. I think these are all like default apps.
Text editor. Yeah, 2 text editors in here.
I think this is like
Wall,
uh
Wall Street control, huh? That sounds interesting.
again we don't install. I think that may be part of Budgie.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I say, can you control Wall Street with that app? Be pretty powerful app to control Wall Street. Windows shuffler control. So you get those. You got graphics, internet. Installs Firefox out of the box. Telegram, of course, I installed. And I installed the X11 VNC server, which is what you're looking at right now. And others. There's several things here. Budgie Control Center. You got your AR&R, which is your screen display resolution. You got your file manager settings, your firewall. So I think I looked at that and I installed. I think I set firewall because I had to. Set the firewall to allow this to go through the VNC. So and preview controls, removal drives of media, and programming. Now meld diff viewer, that's like the for you to merge different configuration files that's created when you get the .new and .save type files, I think. And video. It's got MPV media player, pulsated volume control, videos, and also these video capture utilities and test utilities. System tools. That's where you got most of your stuff. You got some extra different terminals down here. And you got welcome screen if you want to get back, like you wanted to install another, like say you wanted to install another copy of this onto somebody else's Pi, you can just click welcome screen here. Into the film maybe. There it is. And it's different. General info is over here, I guess. I remember going to this before. So you got general info. There's how we can use form, donate, about, welcome. Yes, you can install. You have to use the live ISO if you want to install another copy of your Pi ARM installation. After install, update system where you update your system. I've already updated it, I think, so there shouldn't be much left to update unless they've thrown a whole new slew of stuff in there as possible. And you have nothing to do, it says. Okay, you got page camp configuration. You configure EOS update notifier. And how often you want us to notify, if at all, on your updates. Endeavour default wallpaper. Now this is where you can choose more wallpapers. I think you have to do one of those. Oh, that just changes default. Basically the same thing except just different colors, basically. You want EndevourOS wallpapers, or you can download more EndevourOS wallpapers. Don't worry about that right now, but yeah, you download that and get other options other than just the one wallpaper. It logs troubleshooting, and you can select this welcome tab. Oh, you can, huh? Initial, huh? So you go here. Welcome tabs are number 4 and 5. What's that for, you think? assistance. And here you can browse all Arch packages, browse all IUR packages, all troubleshooting, pack, diff, and meld. That's where you have the dot save dot pack dot new.
I think Rick, you were talking about the managing configs and pack saves, right? We have
Yeah,
a tool. If you just click on it, it'll take you everything. It's pretty easy.
pack diff.
Yep.
All
Just click on the
right.
button.
Okay, I did. You have, it's not going as fast as you want, but anyway. For example, please do not modify files like etc. password, exec group, exec shadow, and related files lets you know exactly what you're doing. Just worry about pop up. Okay, so if you wanted to get the warning not to show up every time you went in here, you could go to this, edit this file, and
Then if you just quit, it'll open the
yeah.
meld now. It'll probably take a little bit while. So it'll scan through all the pack new and pack save files.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because it's meld, it's graphical, like again here. So now you can say view, merge, skip, remove, overwrite, quit. So if you say
Yeah.
view, it'll open the meld.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go view.
Click on V, yeah, V and enter.
And there's your viewing. So you got different files here. 329, 222. So this is a new one right here. It's pack new and mirror one that's on the mirror list already. So yeah, you can see here, you can say I want to change this, change what's in there to this. So, and as soon as the comment thing, so it won't change it actually anything in the process. But yeah. So I've never, this is where I get confused because I don't have a clue on some of these what to move over, what not to move over, that kind of thing. So that's one of my problems with the pack news and all that kind of stuff. I've done it before, but I've gone through the list and looked at them and gone, well, I think maybe this will work, but some of it I have no clue what I'm doing. So I just leave it how it is, or I'll just go with the new configuration, that kind of thing. Anyway, so that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to like say, okay, I need this here. I want to change the server. Actually, it'd be better if we see the whole thing here. Say I want to change the server to this one, but it's the same thing pretty much over here. So you don't need to change it, but good if you wanted to, if it's a different server. You have all the other mirrors. Mirror list is the file you're working on. So let's say you had some other mirror here. The order was missing on there. You had this thing. You just click on this arrow here, and bang. That's how it works. Now, if you save it, it'll save the mirror lists, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I generally use the command line to merge,
Yeah.
but you can click on it, save.
Right. This is using the that
Meld.
program.
This is meld.
Yeah,
It's using
meld.
pack diff and then launching meld.
Yeah, meld right there. Um, I'm
So
just gonna back. I'm gonna back out without saving it because I don't want to change anything yet without going through it. But that's how that works.
oh, you need to close.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my oh, there you go. Yeah, I got barrier installed on this machine, so it went over to the other machine temporarily. So yeah,
If you
so
don't want to
then
change anything, you can just skip. Like Click on
Yeah.
S or
Yep.
remove the pack new file. There's so many options.
Okay, or you can just overwrite with pack new. So if you just wanted to take the whole new file, you just overwrite with pack new. All that kind of thing. But I have my mirror list set, and I'm pretty much doing what I want on this, so I'm just going to skip or remove. Should I remove pack new and then skip? Probably.
Skip, or you can overwrite, or you can remove. If you skip, it'll come again the next time. Yeah, that's it. You don't have any other pack new or pack save files.
Right, so then it
They're all
exits.
set.
I'm all set. Yep. So the next update. Well,
No,
for sure.
these are not that common.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pack new and pack save files are not that common.
Yeah. I've seen them on the other Arch-based distros before. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like maybe once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month. It depends,
Right.
but it's not that common.
Right.
Having a tool is very easy. Like it's easy to just open that, click on the button, just follow instructions. That's it. Simple.
And you can get tips here. So you get all that. Hardware network, Bluetooth, forum tips, EndevourOS and ARM. Tutorial, personal commands, drag and drop. And you can browse all Arch packages, browse all AUR packages, choose popular apps to install, which probably brings you back to the installer we were on before, right? So anyway, that's a welcome screen. And you notice our change our colors when we change the default. So there's ARM. It doesn't say Artemis anymore, which is why I put the other one up there. So I guess that's Endeavour. See anything else you know of on here I should check out? See, I've done that. Well, we can check out system settings a bit. That's not the most exciting thing, but you need to know some things about how it works. Now they have a Budgie desktop settings, which if you know anything about Budgie, you know what that's about. Budgie Control Center. And oops, I actually went into log settings. My trigger finger went triggered on me. One of the advantages to having Parkinson's, you get to click on things you didn't intend to occasionally. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Probably haven't built up enough logs to look at or something. Quick start installer file manager settings. And this is all. So anyway, you got all those things on there. That's pretty cool. And that's correct. HTOP installed, I believe. So yeah, that's EndevourOS. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. You got your manager, your network manager applet down there. And you got news or some notification bells, your sound volume control, your power switch, your time, and your Raven. What's Raven, you ask? Well, basically notifier, basically. You got a calendar with it. We're in the way here, are we? Able to see calendar. Yeah, your calendar here, so I can see it's July 16th, my birthday. Yay! And here you got your volume control. You also click down and get the volumes, I assume. Oh, I see. No apps are currently playing audio. Play some music. Apps, devices. So that's Raven. And that's about it. Now you can change some of the Budgie desktop settings and Budgie desktop settings. You can go to other settings and change those. I think we had, oh yeah, that's what I was going to go to, settings. Budgie desktop settings so you can see what's there. Widgets, icons, cursors, notification position, dark theme, built-in theme, and animations. All those are turned on, which I like dark theme, so that's good. Back out of the way again. And you can say your cursor, you can say your notification position, where you want notifications to appear. Icon, widgets, desktop, fonts, and Raven. Yeah, you want Raven to operate. And Windows. It's not Windows of the OS, it's Windows. The window for this, like this window right here, this is a window. Button layout, attachment. So you got all settings there. Automatic tiling. Okay, when dragged. So it's not totally automatic tiling. Dynamic tiling, what they call dynamic tiling. But I can set this. There. Now we're in virtual machine on this, but for that, so let me see if I can get right on here. Yep. Yeah, it's better to use it, do that in a real set machine than doing it on the PCB and C. So, yeah. And so that's EndevourOS. I think they had a control panel, if I'm not mistaken. Control center. Or has all the other apps and stuff. Yeah, all backgrounds, notification, multitasking application, privacy, online account sharing, sound. We're starting with that now. Yeah, your sound power. Is there you want to change it so it doesn't just cut out on you? I think I already did. Yeah. Screen blank, turn screen off for period activity. Never. I never have care for those. So I've always turned them off pretty much. Multitask. Oh yeah, you know, so multitasking. Active screen edges, workspace, and number workspace 4. So yeah. Pairing. Carrier. Well, login. Have a computer login. That. Mouse, printers, media, color, region, language, such users. Date, time, and value. EndevourOS. 3.7 gigabyte memory, processor, graphics, disk capacity, unknown. Actually, what I got on there is 1 terabyte micro SD card, so it's all on my 1 terabyte SD card. Windowing system is X11, not Wayland. Okay, that's good. That's your settings. Now, if you wanted to change your up here, Where's your themes? I've used Budgie before, but not in a while. So I'm trying to hunt some stuff. May not be that much seamy in here. Well, I guess that's it for EndevourOS. Yeah. So that's EndevourOS. I would love to use it. Means I got on my Pi. It's the only Pi I got, so. Yeah, but I just wanted to take y'all through the install process because it's kind of unique. And that you install it through the ISO integrated like that. That's cool, and I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the work's gone into it and that kind of thing. And I think most everybody should too. So congratulations on a good distro and your work and all the devs works on it. And there we go. We'll look at Endeavour later again when the next version comes out, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, we are doing a lot of stuff in Calamares, so that the process will be more simple.
Uh-huh.
So we're putting work there so that like it will be again more unique. It'll make it more unique, but it'll make it more simple.
Right. That'll be good. So I look forward to that. And until next time, I guess it is. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, just drop in our forum. We are always anyone is welcome there.
Alrighty. Well, Servan, thanks for showing up and for being here for it and all that. I'm sorry we didn't have more people to check out and interact with, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, so this will be up on the will be up on YouTube for a while, so we'll see how many views he gets there too.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks Servan for showing up, and we'll see everybody later. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like it, all that good stuff. And also, don't forget, now I'm going to forget, but don't forget, may the Linux force be with you. Bye.
Bye.